Hey guys, now it's been a while. You can see here's my signature tree. That's actually why I named myself AT on the tree. I know it's been a while. Some of you are probably raging because you're mad at me, maybe because I haven't lived up to my promise. I'm sorry. I've been trying to figure it out. I'm trying to be a good YouTuber. But it's hard right now. I want to spend time on my computer just playing Minecraft, and I'm not ready to do Minecraft videos yet. I'm not ready for certain things, and sometimes I'm not ready to do a video. And when that happens, I stress, I feel like I'm letting you guys down, and I don't want to do that. But sometimes I just don't know what to do. You want to know why I haven't posted in a while? Not only because I was stressing and wanting to play on my computer, but also I was at my grandmother's house. And not sure what happens with you and your family when you go up to your grandparents, but my family rule is that we can bring our phone and our computer if we need to do work, but most of the time we're not meant to be on our devices. Because otherwise it'll make our grandparents sad, and we have no idea how long we'll have our grandparents for. They're getting really old. They're close to my pa's close to his hundreds. My grandma is getting close to her 90s. And I just wanted to hang out with them. During that time, I got sick. And for the past, I don't know how long, 4 days really, 5 days. Damn, 5. For about 5 days, I've been really sick and really low. So I hope you guys can just at least just a little bit understand that I've needed to take some time for me. And I will make sure that sometimes during this holiday, hopefully, I will make some time for you. It's just, I'm really busy. Even though it's the holidays, and holidays are supposed to be about being free from school, I'm going into year 11, which means there will be times when I have to do work. Sometimes I might be burnt out and I might need to take some time for me. Sometimes I may be like this, really low, that I just need to take some time away. But I will make sure that at some point, I will end up making a video. So you don't need to, write in the comments saying, oh my god, Aetion, you're supposed to making a video every Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was. I just, sometimes sometimes I won't be able to live up to that goal. At least during school, that may be a hard goal to go towards. I never should have promised that, and I never should have said I will always do that, because the truth is, I'm human like you, like all of you. Well, partly human anyway. But I am still another living being. I'm not like a god who can just grant every wish. Genie. It's a genie. Sorry. Sometimes I will make mistakes. I will forget to post. But I am just like all of you. We're all similar in this way, which is we can't grant every wish that all of our heart's desires. That's that's something that's just impossible. We can't grant it. We can't grant wishes to other people. And we can't do things for others unless we take some time for ourselves. If you really want to help others, firstly, you need to help yourself. That's something that I have needed to tell myself. Because something that someone in the comments has been asking for, at least not in the comments per se, but in person, this person has known about it. And here you go. Shout out to one of those girls at my school who just so happens to watch my videos. I have struggled with a mental issue. It's just, I have depression. And it's something that so many people deal with. And I didn't want to bring it up because I felt like it was just not, that I just wasn't ready for. I didn't think that if I was to, I thought that if I was to mention this, I would mention this in future, in later videos. I just realized now that guess there's never going to be a right time in the future, so I may as well get it out now. I have depression and anxiety. A lot of people get this, and I dealt with this almost my whole life, but I didn't realize that's what it was until a few years ago. I went to a different school, and when I first went into school in prep was when it started. I started getting very weird feelings. I would bottle them up, and it would become this so-called anger issue that my family thought it was. I didn't realize what it was at the time, and I just thought that's just what every little kid goes through. They just have anger issues, blah, blah, blah. They always think about the meaning of life and all that stuff, and end up having it somewhat ruin their day. But in truth, if you are really young, at the age of 6, you shouldn't be thinking about that stuff. So I didn't realize it then, but if you're thinking about that stuff at that age, there's a really good chance that you're not happy with your life and that you're just not living your truth. Well, living your truth is kind of a hard thing to talk about. I probably shouldn't talk about that right now. But yeah, when I was younger, I didn't realize that I had it. And when I first found out I had it, I didn't know why I had it. My family thought I just got it from the pandemic, which a lot of people did. But I realized during my time at my new school, I've always had it to some extent. I had it ever since I started school, pretty much. I didn't realize it at first, but I realized that I got it from school because of how I was treated by my peers at my old school. I was always seen as that weirdo, that weird kid in the playground who would just goof off and do their own thing. Yes, I was a bit of a goofy child, and I always seemed optimistic and smiling all the time, but the truth was that I wasn't sure what I was feeling. When I was younger, I would just say that I was happy and excited because I thought that every little kid felt that. turns out I was wrong. Not only that not every kid feels like that, but also I wasn't feeling happy. I was basically gaslighting myself into thinking that I was happy. I thought I was supposed to be happy because I had a life that I loved, and that, like, I had a life that I was supposed to have. But sometimes I would have this voice in me that told me, why are you here? What is the meaning of life? Am I really doing what I want to do? And that voice in my head would always bring me down. I would always feel low. But I wouldn't let that show, because otherwise I felt like I would end up opening up too much to people. And I'd already been told by my parents, because of other reasons, that I used to give a bit too much information to people when I was really young. So I didn't want to say anything a bit crazily dark, because I was having some dark thoughts when I was really young. And when I first thought those things, I thought it was normal for a young child to have those thoughts. For anyone to have those thoughts, really. I thought, may as well just keep it in my head. Don't want it to become a problem if it's not meant to be a problem. Turns out I was way wrong and shouldn't have done that. Because later in life, which was just about a couple of years ago, I tried opening up about how I realized that as a young child, I suffered from depression, and I let it bottle up until just a couple of years ago, really. And I didn't know how to handle it, and so I had some mishaps, which I won't indulge you in right now because that'd be too deep, and that would probably bring down your good mood if you are in a good mood right now. So yeah, but yeah, no matter what I said at first, my parents didn't believe that a young child who always had a smile on their face was dealing with depression. They only thought nowadays, and they thought it was the pandemic that brought me into this. But no, I've always been like this. And I do take medication. In fact, I will just show it to you. Actually, well, I'll just show you what the packet looks like. Okay, so I take escitalopram. I know this might seem like a bit too much information because it's my meds. Well, no. Yeah, so I take escitalopram. It is an emotion stabilizer. It helps me when I'm too low or if I'm too high. I can get too high at times, which is kind of weird, but yeah, that's very rare. At least that used to happen when I was younger anyway. That would mainly be because of sugar though. Now, it wouldn't be my place to tell you about the different medications because I've only ever taken this one, and there are tons of other medications that people take. No one person has the same experience with depression, and I'm only sharing my story because of a specific YouTuber that I watch, which I'm actually going to show you now. this was originally going to be a video about them, but I felt like you should know the truth. Oh yeah, this is Mickey Mouse. And I don't really like Mickey Mouse anymore. He started to creep me out when I started growing up. From a kid, anyway. So the specific YouTuber that I like to watch quite a bit, his name is Daniel Howe. He posts videos, he posts videos a little less now, but only because he's specifically posting on videos that he calls I think was it daily something, Daniel something with daily news with Dan or something. I don't know what it is. Like it's this funny sort of end of the earth type of thing, which I think it's supposed to be another sort of like it's just sort of, I don't exactly know what exactly it was, what exactly it is, but it's supposed to be this like it's supposed to be with like Dan talking to us, the viewers, talking about things that are happening, right now, and bringing on a friend of his, a family, someone in his family onto his videos, or even just like talking about like weird trends that in the past that he would never have done. And they are quite cool. But a video that he created in the past before he even started this, which he started this after he came back onto YouTube after a break, because he was still figuring himself out and trying to, like, not let the media corrupt him. Well, corrupt him so much, but like, he was feeling like he needed a break from YouTube, and he started to be like, one of those YouTubers who was such a mystery. Why did he suddenly stop? Is he going to come back? Like, a lot of people kept on asking questions in the comments, and so many people wanted him back, and some people may not have, which I have no idea why. Whatever. But Dan posted a video on one of his channels a long while ago, actually, quite a few years ago, actually, and he opened up about having depression himself. He opened up about his experience, and I finally realized why people open up about depression. It's not about letting people know what depression is like, because depression is different for everyone. Everyone deals with it differently. And at first, that's why I thought, why should I? Because I feel like I'll just be leading people into a weird cave and then ending up, well, that was wrong wording. Well, I feel like it would just be leading people into the wrong direction of what depression is like, because it would be different for them, or it might be different for them at least. And I wouldn't want to bring anyone down. But I recently realized that to let you know about my experience is another way of letting you guys know that I know I can trust you. knowing that I can open up to you guys about experiences that I've had, and letting you guys know about it might bring a few of you down, which I'm really sorry if that does. But for others, it might be able to help you so that you know that you're not alone. That if you're dealing with depression in a similar or different way, you're not alone. There's so many people dealing with this, and we can all go through this together, because even though there are wars and stuff like that in the world, and no peace and happiness, it's sadness and depression as well. But we can get through this together, because we will get through this. Because another thing that Dan did after posting the video, he made a book. Now, I'm not a sponsor, I just like his books. Now, you may have known that he's made a couple of books with Phil. He made one book by himself, which I will show to you now. Where is it? Oh yeah, found it. It's called You Will Get Through This Night. Now, it's quite an interesting book, because it's not like a practical book about, like, like, it's not like a story, but it's also not a generic guide about mental health and stuff like that. Because if you read the book, you'll know that it, like, he includes things that he dealt with in his life to explain things, and the way he explains them is a bit different, because he tries to sort of keep things uplifting and making sure that the book doesn't like drag you into a heap of depression, just leading you even lower. Because otherwise, You Will Get Through This Night will become You Will Never Get Through This Night, which isn't what he wants. He wants to keep people uplifted when talking about this. And like Dan always does, probably in this book, because I haven't totally finished it, as you can see. I only like partly read it. But I do know this, that I'm pretty sure, because it's his book, he would have done his signature thing for depression, which is sort of make self-deprecating jokes, which works for me. Sorry, that was, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I didn't think that I was going to talk about this today, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I've kind of slept through half the day, and spent most of it on Minecraft and watching Netflix. But here I am, making probably the longest video I've ever made so far. And I'm just hoping that you guys can understand that sometimes I'll need to have some space from this and just have a bit of downtime before making another video. Because I know that being a YouTuber comes with the need of making videos, obviously, but not just like, not every day, of course, but also sometimes it might not be every week. Sometimes I might be struggling, because not just with like a cold, which I have now, but something comes with having depression, even though I am taking medication. Sometimes, even with that, I can still find myself in a state of just not feeling anything and just needing to figure out why. Well, not figure out why, but sort of figure out my feelings again, because the reason I tend to not feel a thing is, like, when I don't feel anything is because I tend to forget what I'm living for, what I'm living towards, and I just need to figure out my life again. But I will end up making a video at some point after that, because I do care about you guys and I want you guys to be happy. So I hope you can understand that I probably won't be able to live up to the promise of making a video every Sunday, but at least I'll make sure I do post a video at some point. Okay? Now, I know that some of you may not have wanted to hear that, but sorry. Anyway, this is getting quite long now, so I'm probably gonna go. But I will leave you with this. I care about all of you, and I all want you to be happy, and you can always count on me to at least like your comments. Because a little thumbs up won't hurt anyone. Now, I thank you guys for being there for me. I thank one of my commenters who's actually always been really kind to me and has always told me that I should take as much time as I need, because you've really helped me. You helped me see that I can take time for myself and shouldn't have to feel bad about it, because I am just another living being that can have bad days and sometimes a bad week, but I will end up posting again, so you don't need to worry. So, thank you. Now, gonna go now. So, live life on and try not to die. Bye.